The breakdown you're about to watch is brought to you by We Want Picks Premium Membership. Premium membership gets you all sorts of exclusive content, early bets, fantasy tools, and betting guides. Check it out now, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Get ahead of these betting lines and get access to all of the tools now with an optimizer. We have a DraftKings optimizer available to you at the same low price of $10 a month. That's $2.50 a week. You get all of our bets early, all of our fantasy content early. You get betting tools and now a DraftKings optimizer, DraftKings ownership, and everything you need to build now up to 150 lineups with just a few clicks. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. It is only $10 a month. All right, $10 a month. You have one good week. You pay for the whole year. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. And as always, if you want $50, all you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and I will send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. I'll send you $50. Next up at UFC Paris, we have a Contender Series fight. We got William Gomis taking on Jarno Errens. William Gomis, 10-2 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, and he is riding an 8-fight win streak into his UFC debut. Jarno Errens is 13-3 overall, 3-1-1 in his last 5, and he's also making his UFC debut. William Gomis is a very well-rounded prospect who's constantly working for a finish. He can knock you out, submit you, or outwork you, and it's hard to label him as any one thing because he's genuinely good everywhere. He's got solid Muay Thai striking and very opportunistic grappling where he will snatch things up in scrambles. The criticism on Gomis is that he can be low volume at times and look to counter. If you come charging forward, he will back up and counter strike, but if you wait, so will he, and you can end up in a staring contest. Jarno Errens is also a well-rounded prospect. He's got solid striking and solid takedowns when he needs them, and unlike Gomis, he's not a counter striker. He likes to come forward and dictate that striking pace. He does a very good job working the body and the head, as well as mixing in kicks. He throws everything with power, which makes him dangerous, but it does also set him up to be taken down because he sort of overcommits. And when I first saw this fight added, I was annoyed, right? Like, who the hell are these two random people that they threw on this fight card? And now it's on the main card. But then I started doing research, digging in, and I realized this is a pretty fun fight. Both these guys are solid strikers who can grapple if they need to. Both guys throw with intent. Both guys are hungry for a UFC win. Stylistically, it is interesting, though, because Gomis is a counter striker and Errens likes to come forward, and that plays directly into Gomis's strength. I do like Gomis to get this done because of that counter striking and the clinch work, but these odds are pretty wide. They have tightened a bit, but they are a little wide. Jarno's legit good, and if Gomis just waits too long, then Jarno's just going to blast right through him and get the win. So Gomis is the pick, but you know, I always find it hard to bet on these guys that wait. You can't wait. You just got to go out there and let your hands fly. What do you think, Jakey boy?
I disagree with the waiting of Gomis, and I actually really like Gomis as a fighter because he seems like a guy, especially these young guys, it seems like they're either kind of space fighters where they like to fight in space, or they're clinched, they're grapplers, and it's very rarely where you find a fighter that is very good at pretty much everything. And Gomis is one of those dudes that it almost seems like he's a better fighter at space, but he enjoys that clinch. And what I love about his clinch work is when he gets his back against the cage, he's like, fuck that. No, my back is never going to be against the cage. For 3 rounds in one of the fights I watched, every time his back touched the cage, he digs the underhook, he reverses it, and that's where it kind of gets to your low volume situation because it'll hold guys against the fence, and it'll just kind of grind them like that. But in the UFC, again, as he's making his way up in this division, that's how he's going to win fights a lot of times. Because if you're just trying to knock people out and just try to knock everyone out, you're going to get caught, you're going to lose fights. But if you're able to just grind and push people against the cage and be boring, get those takedowns, you're going to be able to have some really good success and then find the big fights, and then you can start worrying about trying to knock people out and all that stuff in the big fights. I love Gomis, in this matchup. I know a lot of people are probably going to chase inside the distance bets on Gomis, I would assume, because he does seem like more of the finisher of the two. But Jarno is another one of those dudes that he's pretty good in the striking, pretty technical in the striking. As you mentioned, he's more of the push forward type of dude. He does have the same kicks as Gomis, which I think is going to be lackluster here, and it's going to hurt him in this fight. What I worry about in this fight for Gomis, I think he should win. He's going to be my pick. I think he should win. I would be scared to chase inside the distance because Jarno is tough. I worry about late in a wrestling situation of him losing a scramble, and not necessarily losing the fight because of it, but he could find himself in a bad situation because, as you mentioned, Jarno also has wrestling in his. Whoa, that was almost.
You're a mess,
I had to stop myself. That was. I mean, this monster got me going wild. I worry about maybe losing a scramble late, and maybe the first 2 rounds were a little bit closer than he expected, and all of a sudden it's a weird scorecard, something like that. Gomis is definitely my pick. I think he's the better fighter. I think he's gonna have some really, really good success in the UFC. I think he's that good type of prospect. But I worry a little bit in some scramble situations. He could find himself on the bad end of those. And as you mentioned, if he's just clinching instant cage, we've seen people lose decisions like that, where you're not doing a whole lot, and maybe there's a big shot in between. So, a lot of people are probably going to chase Gomis inside the distance. I understand it, but I'd be a little bit careful with that. But my pick absolutely is Gomis in this fight. I love this dude. Love this dude.
Yeah, so we're aligned on the pick. I'm a little less confident than you, but I do think Gomis gets it done. But it feels like the betting public agrees with me, where Gomis is the pick, but it's the line has tightened in that direction, right? He opened as a much larger favorite than he is now, I believe. I could be misremembering the line.
He's minus 220 right now. I don't know what he opened. I can check.
I thought he was like minus 3 something when he opened, but I could be wrong on that.
Come on. Let me see.
Oh, I
minus
thought you found it.
225. No, minus 225. Now he's minus 220. So it's pretty far.
All right, so it hasn't. Okay, that's fine. It hasn't moved. I look at so many odds.
Angelo's wrong again.
I misspoke on the Whitaker odds on quick picks, and people were like, eh. It's like, dude, the amount of fights and stats and all that shit that I break down, I'm going to misspeak every now and then. But what I don't do is type thing wrongs for premium member. So premium members get all our bets, and they're accurate, and they're early.
You know what's actually funny about that is that there is a typo in there, and I mentioned it to you.
For premium members?
Yeah, instead of MacDessie, you put MacKessie or something like that.
I did that. I did that post. I literally pride us on, we put our bets up there for premium members the second they are placed. You texted me, I just placed these bets. I was at the doctor's office with my daughters because one has strep and then the older's like, my throat hurts. I was like, fuck. So I was at the doctor's office and you sent me that text and I was like, I don't know how long it's going to be till I get home. And I literally saw like 5 new premium members sign up as like I was pulling up to the doctor's office and I was like, all these people are going to go to the betting page and not see these bets. So I was like, hold on, girls. And I just typed it on my phone and updated it that way. So you want to be a premium member?
Sorry. I saw, anytime I see a girl in the chat, oh, Kim. Hey,
anyway, premium member, weonpicks.com. Click become a member. It's freaking $10 a month. You hit one of these bets, it could pay for literal years of membership. Weonpicks.com. Click become a member. Back to this, $8,600.76. You spending the 86. You're that confident?
Everyone liked the stream real quick. Pretty disrespectful. Only 41 likes. Don't like that. What'd you say? Monkey Knife Fight?
No, DraftKings, 8,600.
Oh, yeah, I actually do. Man, the low volume. Jarno's tough. That's going to be a tough one. Gomis could be a big or not type situation. He could score 70 in a win, or that dude could score 120 in a first-round knockout. So, I don't know. I think it's pretty good value, though. Don't you think? $8,600. He's good. I love Gomis.
I think Gomis is. I think he wins this fight. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I think he's kind of a low volume guy, and if he waits to counter,
is it
and
true
just
that if you don't use it, you lose it?
And Monkey Knife Fight 60-48. I'm not going to touch it.
It's a real question. I really need to know. That's a concern.
You're like, I am worried that this will be lost forever.
For real though.
I'm not going to touch. I'm not going to touch the Monkey Knife Fight line because 2 UFC debuts, it's just, you don't need to spend your money on every single one of these fights.